Well, thank you for staying with us, Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program. And of course, this is Mature Living, continuing with this beautiful show that we have for you. Very informative. We always like to promote our classes. We're doing all of our classes online, but let me tell you, those seniors are really enjoying taking these online classes because at the comfort of their home, they're putting on their gear, their wonderful exercise clothing and tennis shoes, and they're following a wonderful instructor, Jessica Ricci, who teaches our Zumba Gold for seniors class, and also she teaches our exercise to music. Thank you for joining us, Jessica. Oh my goodness, from your home and your studio.
Yes, my Zumba studio. Thank you, Mary.
Tell me a little bit about Zumba Gold. Okay. And show me, I see gold there on your t-shirt.
Yes, my
gold is
gold. Gold, right? That's our motto. That's right.
Tell me about Zumba and your credentials.
Zumba Gold. So Zumba Gold is a branch off of Zumba. I think most people have probably heard of Zumba, which is exercise through dance, but you don't have to be a dancer to do it. We break everything down, learn those Latin rhythms and get that cardio exercise in. But Zumba Gold is a branch that is for the older active adult. And so it is the same moves that we do in Zumba. We just do it at a little bit of a slower pace. It's not as high impact and it's not as fast, but the workout is still really, really good. I started taking Zumba myself, I guess about, I don't know, I think it's been about 5 or 6 years, and I fell in love with it. And so I got my Zumba certification first. And then I learned a little bit more about the different programs within Zumba, and Zumba Gold was always in the back of my head. And a certification class came through town, and I thought, I'm just going to go for it. I didn't even know what was going to happen with it. At that point, I was only teaching basic Zumba. And I went and I got that certification, and I found my niche. I loved it. I loved it so much. There was something a little different. I don't know if it was because I was already past 40 and I used to be a dancer, and the body was, the knees weren't the same. The body shape wasn't the same. Everything had started to change a little, and this felt great for me. And I couldn't wait to share it with others, and here we are.
And they love to be with you, but tell me the reaction.
When you start to do this different format, you realize you're not going to be together. And that's one of the big things about Zumba is the relationships that you build. You become friends and you become close, and you know the ins and outs of each other's lives and your families and what's going on. And so I'm sure all the students like me were thinking, how are we going to do this together? So it was a little bit iffy, but I'll tell you what, as soon as we all got the hang, it only took a couple classes for us to technically get it all working on the same level. Everybody was really, really good about it and fast with fixing issues. And as soon as we got all that settled, we fell right back into old practices. You just figure it out. We wanted to be together, so we get on a little early and talk and figure out what went on during the day before, how, what happened with this situation, that situation, just everybody getting caught up. There's still the way to have the social interaction, and then we move on and get our exercise. And it's still there. It's still there. It works.
Yeah. Even though the classes have started, are you still accepting students? Because in Zumba, you can start at any point.
The classes are still open. We can take more students. And yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. You could join in, even though we've been going a few weeks, you can join in and not miss a beat, haha. But
yeah,
because in Zumba, and exercise to music also, I break everything down for us, the steps, the how many counts, how many, everybody can follow along because I give little signals, little clues, or I verbally will say it. So just because somebody didn't get in on day one, it doesn't mean they can't join right in and still have a great time, and they won't be frustrated. It'll be okay. They'll be able to get it right away.
What do you use also as props?
It's just us. We're just dancing to those rhythms, getting a good workout, strengthening, toning, and dancing, and getting that heart rate up, a lot of cardio. Now, exercise to music is a little bit different. And it's not dancey. For those who worry, you know, about, oh, I don't want to dance, I just want to work out. That's more exercise to music. But yes, there are certain routines where you don't have to use weights, but it is an option. So everybody's at different comfort levels and different levels in their strength and muscle ability. So there are certain songs where I remind them, you know, grab those weights. You can do it during this song. No balls or bands or anything like that. It's weights. One thing we do stress though too, because we do work on balance and posture, is having, a chair nearby or something that you may not need, you know, to grip it to get your balance, but just for security's sake, just something to kind of, you know, touch and reach for without rollers, no wheels, something sturdy, you know, so we have to have that nearby. Yes, tennis shoes and the proper clothing are a big deal. That way your body can get a good range of motion in the proper clothing, nothing tight. The shoes, we don't want anybody falling or hurting an ankle, anything like that. And make sure you have enough space. And we always have water. Water is a big deal. Have that water nearby and a towel because we work up a sweat. But other than that, I mean, so there's nothing extra that anybody really needs to buy to do these classes either. They could just jump in and be ready immediately.
I'm curious about the music that you use, because in Zumba and also in exercise to music, it's got to be upbeat, and it really lifts the spirit, and it gives you the energy. That music kind of encourages you to move and to stay with the beat. And we love rock and roll, by the way, you know, our seniors. So what kind of music, and also salsa, you know, so what kind of music do you use?
Well, in Zumba, since we're concentrating on mostly Latin rhythms, I will use the, you know, music that would go with the salsa or reggaeton, a cumbia. We've done tango. We've done, you know, it just depends. And there's specific music that I would need for those songs. But within there too, like in our warm up or our cool down or a toning song, I kind of branch out from there, and we'll use some oldies. We'll do some rock, some pop. We may even do something that's a little more, you know, that they play on the radio today, a little more recent. But my big thing, I love the 70s. So I do use a lot of disco, and I'm not the only one liking it. That's always a hit, and that makes me so happy. Now in exercise to music, because we're not focused on a rhythm, a specific rhythm, it's varied. So I've used, you know, some recent Pitbull, but I also use the Beatles and ABBA and 80s, music from the 80s. It varies, which is so interesting to watch the students, because you can tell which music they really like, because a song will come on and they'll, you know, hooping and hollering and raising, you know, their arms and getting so excited. And so that's a lot of fun. It can be varied. You never know what's going to show up in exercise to music. We accept the men to come in too. They don't come in very often. I have had them. They're in there, but they are vastly outnumbered. But they're funny. You can tell they're a little bit hesitant at first, and it never fails. They end up having a great time, and they move right along with everybody else, and they just join right in, and it's fun. But yeah, I wish more males would do it, but I think they feel it's more female oriented, but it's not. It's for everybody, and I encourage them to come. And yes, husbands and wives should come, something they're doing together. That would be great.
Tell us when your classes are.
So on Mondays and Wednesdays, from 11 to 12 is exercise to music. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays is Zumba Gold, and that's a little earlier. That's from 10 to 11.
And they can call our college number, 915-831-7801. If they want to join the class, they can tell us, I want to join the exercise to music. I want to join the Zumba Gold. So, you know, we also have other classes. We have about 10 classes, by the way, that are online this semester, and we're breaking the mold. I guess we're learning. You really got it going, and so I'm proud of you. Thank you for being our instructor. You have a beautiful personality, as also our wonderful Trish Laskowski, that we hope she'll be back in the spring to teach. And so we really appreciate that you love our seniors, that you love working with them, that you love keeping them healthy. Thank you so much, Jessica, for being with us and promoting our classes. Don't ever leave us, okay? Because
no, you're stuck with me, Mary. You're stuck. I'm not going anywhere.
Super. Thank you so much, and have a good class this week. I'll try to join you.
Yeah.
And try to stay healthy myself. Thank you.
Bye,
and we'll
thanks.
see you in class.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
The Foundation for El Paso Community College helps support students with scholarships and emergency funding. Your donation not only helps a student improve their quality of life through education, it also benefits our entire border region. I am proud to support students by giving to the Foundation for EPCC. I ask you to do the same. Your donation makes a difference. Thank you for making EPCC the best place to start and finish.
This is going to be a really fun show. We called it Loyal Companions. And of course, this is the Mature Living Show. I'm Mary Yanez, Director of the Senior Adult Program. And with me today is Sammy. I want to share a little bit about Sammy to start off the show, and then we're going to introduce some more guests that are waiting in line with their owners, of course, to be introduced. And Sammy, I found him at the cemetery, at the Mount Carmel Cemetery about 4 or 5 years ago. And he was starving. He was skin and bone. I managed to get him in the car. And ever since then, well, at that time I thought, well, I'll just foster him. I'll take him to the animal shelter and get him adopted. But it didn't happen that way. What happened is that we fell in love, and now he's been my companion for the last 5 years. And I named him Sammy from the cemetery, would you believe? And so he's wonderful. He's very well behaved. He loves me and I love him. And I don't think what I'd do with staying at home the way we're all working. He's happy as can be, as a matter of fact, because I'm home more. And so we have some more guests. I'm going to put Sammy down in a little bit if he gets a little bit anxious. But I want to continue our conversation because I have some guests to introduce you to in this half hour. I'm going to introduce the people that are working at the college and family members. And so I want to introduce Aracely Apodaca, who has Lydia Darling, by the way, that she's going to introduce and tell us a little bit about Lydia and who named her and just anything you want to say about it. Aracely works in our office. She's one of our admins in the senior adult program, works at the college. Okay, so let's start sharing. Thank you for being with us, Aracely. Let me see who you have with you right now.
Here's Lydia. Lydia Darling.
Hi, Lydia Darling.
We've had her for 2 years. My daughter, Lucia, she's 11 years old, and she's been wanting she had been wanting a dog for so long, and finally my oldest daughter, Angelina's friend, told us that they were giving out puppies, and she was the last one of the litter. And so we saw a picture of her and we were sold. They told us she was going to stay small, but her daddy's an English bulldog, and she's a big girl. She's really big, chubby, loves to eat, is lazy, and she's just wonderful to have. We love
loves the hugs, huh? And so the girls are happy. You have 2 girls, and they're both happy to have. Can we see Lydia one more time? I know she loves to lay on your lap and the couch. Yeah. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I love that girl, Lydia Darling. They are so loving. These are wonderful, loyal companions. Wonderful, loyal companions. Okay, so let's and we can go back to Lydia in a little bit. I want to go down my list. And who's next? Oh my gosh, we've got Dr. Jenny Giron, who also is the one of the VPs at the college for IT, and of course the executive producer of many of the shows that we air through EPCC TV. And who do you have?
Good morning, everybody. This is Milo. And Milo's about 3 years old. I've had him for about 2 years. And he's been a godsend because I had 3 dogs before, Waldo, Beto, and Kiko. Those were my 3 dogs, and they died of old age. So I just lost my last one about 2 years ago. He was 19, and I lost him, so I didn't have any dogs left, and I wasn't ready for any more. But then my friend called me from the animal rescue saying that they had found a puppy, and it took me about 3 weeks to go check him out because I was still grieving for my other dog. But of course, the day I got there and I saw him, I fell in love with him. I brought him home with me, and he's been my best friend. He's a real baby, a real mama's boy, hangs out with me. And again, I love him to death. And then I adopted a kitten just recently because I lost my cat right when we started working at home. I had my 19-year-old tomcat. His name was Tom. He was diabetic. Oh. And I had been giving him insulin for about 5 years, but he passed away of old age too. So then I lost my cat, Tom, and Milo was so lonely because he had always had Tom when I brought. So in July, I found this kitten in my mom's backyard. My mom feeds all these cats. So I guess the mama cat lost one of her babies. So I brought him home with me, and her name is Patch, and she's a calico. So now Milo and Patch are best friends. I can't find Patch, otherwise I'd show her to you, but she's beautiful. They sleep together. My mom's always asking, how's Patch, the cat? I said, no, she thinks she's a dog, so don't call her a cat anymore. Because she thinks she's a cat, a dog. So they're best friends, and I just love them to death. And they have been my companions. I've been going to the office now more regularly, and I think I'm having more separation anxiety, missing them. Because again, I've been with them now for 7 months here at home. So now when I go to the office, I do miss my pets. I didn't realize how much I talk to my cat and my dog. So yeah, I'm lonely for them. So yeah. We gained weight together, the COVID-15, we put on the 15 pounds. Even my dog and cat are overweight now. So yeah, but they are my best friends. So yeah, thank you for inviting me to be here. So Milo can meet Sammy, so they're good, and Lydia, Darling, and all the others. So thank you.
I love these stories of how we adopt our little loyal companions. And we did show a picture of Patch. What a cute kitten. What a beautiful little kitten. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go now to Norma and Zach. I understand Zach is an elderly doggy. Tell us about Zach. Look how much they look alike. But by the way, Sammy's a mixed poodle terrier. And so we have all kinds of is yours a poodle, Jenny?
No, he's a Bichon Frise.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
And then now we have, Bichon. Okay, now we have Zach. Tell us about Zach, Norma. Norma's one of our admins at the college in our office, and we all love our pets. Go ahead. Tell us about Zach.
Hi, this is Zach, and I'm Norma. We got Zach for my daughter's birthday when she was about 5 years old. She's now 18, and he was just a little puppy. But just recently, we found out that Zach is deaf because he's older. So now we have to learn some sign signals. We have to get him to listen to us by either touching him or waving, come on, or stop. So, but he's a very good boy, but he's lazy, very lazy. He likes to sleep almost all day, but he's a very loyal companion. He looks for us around the house. If I'm the only one here, which I've been for the last few months, he follows me around, lays at my feet, and we love him. And we miss Gordy because Gordy just left not too long ago, which you'll get to meet Gordy and my daughter. I'd like to introduce you to Vianca, my daughter, and Gordy, the little puppy we adopted not too long ago.
Oh my goodness! And I see Vianca, and she's coming in from is it Austin or San Antonio?
Austin.
Austin, yeah. You're going to school. You just left. You were at Eastwood High.
Yes.
And you took Gordy with you because that was your doggy, and your mom's missing Gordy, and so is Zach missing Gordy. tell us about Gordy. That's a cute name, by the way. Did you name him Vianca?
Yes, I did, because it was actually really funny how we found him. I feel like it was God sent him from us, because we've had him since he was a puppy. His mom actually showed up in our front lawn. She was right there, and we're like, whose dog is this? Went to the vet, tried to see whose dog it was. No owner, no one. So we had his mom. Then a couple of days later, we've come to find out that she was pregnant, and she had a litter. So that's the litter that Gordy came from. So we've had Gordy since he was a baby. And then he was just the fattest one, so that's how he got his name.
Gordo, huh? Oh, I love that the names of these pets are just awesome. And so is he getting acclimated to Austin, Texas?
He loves it. He loves it, especially because everyone's always with their dogs. It's such a dog city, so he loves it. And he has his little roommates here too, so Luna and Coda.
Very good. And we also understand you have your brother has their dogs, right?
Yes, Luna and Coda.
Norma, you want to introduce your son's dogs? We're going to show some pictures. Introduce your son so we can show some pictures of his dogs. Beautiful dogs. What kind are they?
They are blue heelers, and there's a picture of him and his wife. They're two dogs, Luna and Coda. They've had Coda for quite a while now. She's the older one. So then they got Coda so that he could keep her company. But unfortunately, Luna was jealous, and they don't really play well together. Luna looks at him more like the stepchild, like the one that came in to ruin it all. But they do lay around together and they get along. But Luna, I think, was just a little jealous that she's not the only one anymore.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that'll happen even in families with kids. That's why I'm afraid to get another dog, because I'm afraid, or a kitty, because I'm afraid maybe he'll think he lost his throne. He's the king of the Yanez family. Okay, so let's go now with Marco. Marco is our producer of the Mature Living Show. I would love for him to show his doggy, and another cute name, Nena. Can you imagine? Look at Nena. Let's see if we can get a good shot of her face, Marco. Hi, good morning. We want to see Nena's face. I only see her little sweater right now.
She's a Schnauzer breed mix, I guess. It was a present from my daughter. My mother-in-law gave it to her, but I ended up being the caretaker.
Yeah. That's what happens in the family too. Who feeds, right, Norma? Whoever feeds the doggies. I mean, they get gifts for the kids, and then mom and dad end up feeding the dogs and taking care of them. Oh, what a beautiful Nena is, so gorgeous. Oh my goodness, she's got a goatee too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We share shaving tips. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, Sammy gets to go to the groomer, but some of the people are doing their own grooming. Like all our hair has grown, over COVID, over these 8 months. I can't believe it's been since March that we've been encerrados, in a cloistered situation. And so our hair has grown, but so do the doggies. I want to show some other, look at that, Nena. Look at Nena. Oh my God. I love Lydia. I love Nena. I love Gordy. I love Milo, and just, Zach and just all these. And Sammy, of course, my favorite. He's been real good. I think he's going to have a treat. And I want to show you the treat he's going to have. Big, giant treat. Oh my God. He'll probably choke on it. But anyway, I want to show some other guests, pets. Eileen, my daughter, who lives in Katy, Texas, has sent a picture of Harley. Harley and a beautiful dog they found. He was like, I think 6 months old, and she found Harley. They found her abandoned at the bayou, and is it Bio? And she had a bag of dog food tied around her neck so that somebody would pick her up. And she was only 6 months. We show some pictures of when she was little, and they fell in love with her. They took her home, and now she's a giant dog, that Harley. She is so strong and healthy and beautiful. She goes on the boat in the lake and has her life vest on, and just wonderful when I get to go visit them. We also want to show Prince. Prince is our neighbor dog across the street. Stephanie is the owner of Prince, who has recently been rescued as well and has found a new home. Many times our military soldiers, get transferred to other cities and they leave their dogs. I understand that Prince was living with some other doggies, brother, or that lived together, and the other ones got adopted. Prince was the last one, and so Stephanie across the street, he's got a cute little hat on. We're going to show that picture of Prince, and so handsome, and he's a tall poodle, really tall guy. So we want to tell everybody that if you are home with your pets, to love them, take care, adopt if you can. There are so many dogs in this community that need good homes, and I know you all are providing them, and we hope that you've enjoyed this show. Any last messages that you want to share, guys, in this last minute that we have on our show? Go ahead and share. Dr. Giron, any last message?
Well, Milo says hello to all of you and good meeting all of you. And I just want to echo what Mary said. I mean, my dogs have all been rescue babies, and there's so many animals, so many pets that need to be rescued. So as Ms. Yanez mentioned, yes, please take advantage of that. They're loving companions, and you will be glad you did. So again, there's so many animals that need to be rescued.
And I love the names that you guys choose too. That cracks me up. Aracely, you know that Lydia, darling, is a cute name.
Kids named her.
The kids named her. Yeah, that's right. And then of course, you want to say some last words, Norma and Vianca. There you go.
Yes, Zach was named after Zac Efron, and he's just as cute, right?
That's right. And now you have a deaf dog that you're taking care of. Thank you for learning the sign language. And Vianca, your Gordy's a real character. I've heard a lot of stories about Gordy.
He's still little, so he already went off and he's running around in the backyard already.
No problem. Well, I don't know how Sammy feels, but I think he's ready for his treat. And Marco, thank you for joining us as well with Nena. And let's just keep adopting and stay safe with our pets. Thank you all so much for being with us here on Mature Living. We hope you've enjoyed this Loyal Companions show. I love it. Thank you. And we'll see you all next week, okay? Take care.